Good evening. Welcome to the City Council meeting, September 19th at 6 o'clock. We'll start us off with Rex Lindbergh, the Director of Community Relations, do the prayer, and Councilman Phil Caton will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father God, we come before you with the spirit of thanksgiving. Thank you for all the wonderful blessings in our lives. We thank you for your word. We thank you for our Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ. We thank you for our health. We thank you for our families. We thank you for our friends, and we thank you for our homes. Today, Father, we come before you asking for guidance and wisdom as only you can provide. We ask you to stay strong and ever present in the hearts and the minds of the mayor and of our city councilmen. Help them to make moral, ethical, and godly decisions that help our citizens and bless our great city. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Everyone join me in the pledges of flags.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Rex. Thank you, Phil. Mr. Caton, you may start it off.
First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone for coming out tonight and being part of city government. I see some Pasadena Little Leaguers back there, so we'll find out what's going on in a minute about that. Also, this Friday, the Pasadena Livestock Show and Rodeo kicks off. It's going to be September the 23rd. We're going to have William Clark Green performing. On September the 22nd, we got Josh Ward. September the 23rd, we got William Clark Green. The following weekend, we're going to have Scotty McCreary and Laura Elena. Everybody that watched American Idol probably remembers those two performers. They finished #1 and #2 on American Idol. September the 29th, we're going to have Casey Donahue. In September the 30th, we're going to have Pat Green, Wave on Wave. Everybody remembers that song. And another thing, the Pasadena Livestock Show auction has been moved from the convention center, being we have FEMA personnel in there. It's going to be over in the Ag Barn. And another thing, the Pasadena Barbecue Cook-Off has been moved to October the 26th through the 28th. With that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Bass.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing today? I want to say our city is looking better every day. I want to give kudos out to the sanitation department. Mr. Rodriguez, Izzy Rodriguez, is doing a heck of a job. If they have not been to your neighborhood, they'll be there soon. They're working, I see them on the weekends. I would suggest that one thing that maybe council could do is drive your district. You know the nooks and crannies that maybe get missed, and you can call that to their attention, but sanitation department is very, I've been to other cities, and I think Pasadena's well ahead. I also want to give recognition to Mayor Wagner. He's brand new, and you start juggling with one ball, it's real easy. Then you get two, and then somebody throws 3 and 4 in there, and it gets tough. And if you drop one, you pick it up and do it again, but you get better as you go. And I think Mayor Wagner's done a real good job with his staff juggling.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all so much. Thank you, sir. Councilman Shabine.
Well, we do have a beautification process going on through the city, and our city workers are doing a very good job going out and getting the debris. One thing that I'd like to challenge all of our residents, this is not the time to go and clean out your storage sheds. This is a time for relief from a disaster. And we have lots of material that's being picked up. please understand that they're doing the best that they can do, and they're working very hard to accomplish that. They're making our city look better. They're changing it from a war zone to a city again. I'd like to recognize the group in red back there, if y'all would stand up for a second. Fire cadet class, right? Yeah, well, welcome to the team, and you got some big shoes to fill. There's some folks out there that have really taken care of the city, and we look forward to you taking care of us. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Villarreal.
Thank you for being here tonight. Councilman Chainbine kind of stole my thunder there for a little bit. I want to thank the city employees for doing the job they're doing. And the city's looking better. I've gotten some good feedback from people in my district. So just keep up the good work, and we're going to try hard just, to keep it up.
Absolutely.
And with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Lehman.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out this evening. And I, too, would like to thank our city employees, fire department, police department. They've been through some trying times recently, and I think they have done a remarkable job. And on the cleanup, Mayor, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the information I got on the cleanup was the company that we've contracted with to do the debris pickup is going to go through the city 3 times. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes, sir.
So if they make one pass through your neighborhood and get a lot of it cleaned up, and then a week later there's more out there, they're going to come back, because I've already seen that in a couple of areas in my district where a street was cleaned up, and then a few days later I went back, there was more debris out there. So they'll get it all picked up, and it may take a while, but they are doing a good job. And I'd also like to mention, I was over at the Church of the Nazarene on Waters Road this morning. That's being set up as a disaster recovery center, and they need some volunteers. And if anybody would be interested in volunteering to help out over there, you can contact Barbara Sitzman in our Volunteer Pasadena department, and she can get you set up to help out. Thank you, Mayor.
Are you
Thank you,
ready?
sir. We're ready. Mr. Harrison, go ahead, sir.
All right, I want to congratulate the Houston Astros on winning their league. We're going all the way, and we got a great team, and it's enjoy watching them, and especially Altuve, my little man, going to be most valuable player. That's right. And also, we talked about this trash. The Waste Management's got the south part of town, and I had my pharmacy today ask me to please tell somebody in Waste Management on Knob Hill, they got limbs out there. There's going to be a fire and everything else. So please, Waste Management, go out on Knob Hill. And this lieutenant right here, I saw you on TV on Channel 16 during the storm. Your name Holt? Yes. I thought, you're not in Clinton, Jack, the Holt that was a lieutenant also, a long time ago. But, well, you did an excellent job. I tell you, if you don't make it here, you can go into acting. Real proud of you. It was really, really professional. And with that, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Sammy Casados.
I'd like to welcome everybody for coming out this evening. We really appreciate it, and it's really nice to see everyone come out and be a part of the city government. But one thing I'd like to say is the city, we have the FEMA opened up at the convention center. That's huge for the city of Pasadena. We have, 150,000 plus people that live in the city, and a lot of people have been displaced. I think we still have some people out in shelters and whatnot, or have been moved. So the city of Pasadena is really trying to help people out. And if you guys know of any relatives or friends or neighbors or that need help from FEMA, we do have the DRC, the Disaster Recovery Center, that's being held up there, and I believe they're going to be putting in a nutrition center as well. So you guys go use the facilities, please. It's for the entire area. It's not just for Pasadena, but the entire area. Baytown, South Houston, all surrounding cities. and that's what it's there for. That's why it's a big area, the convention center. And, you guys get the help that you guys need, because Lord knows we all need it. With that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Cody Ray Wheeler.
Thank you, Mayor. To that point, the disaster recovery center is going to be at the convention center. And also there is going to be the DSNAP program. That's a disaster SNAP program. So if you need assistance with food in this time, go there. And I will say this, that the mayor and the team worked really hard to get Pasadena their own DRC. There was 3 that were immediately set up in Harris County, none of which were close to Pasadena. So we did get one here to help the citizens out. So if you need assistance with that, FEMA will be there. On that point, FEMA, if you got any water in your home or your home was damaged, apply for FEMA aid. They can give you up to $33,000 to help with damages on your home. If it exceeds that amount, you may qualify for an SBA loan. It's a very low interest loan that could have a term of 30 years. And if that doesn't work, we are going to be getting federal grant funds, CDGB, which homeowners can apply for. So there's going to be 3 major programs that the federal government is going to be helping with here in Pasadena, and we're very fortunate to have a location right down the road from us to help with that. Further, the city did that, but they're also going to be doing a tax deferment program. So it's the end of the year, and if your home did receive water or flood damage, taxes are due February 1st. Property taxes are due February 1st. The city is going to allow you to extend those payments out until August 1st, 2018. And so sometimes FEMA takes a little time, sometimes the Red Cross, sometimes these loans take time to get going. So we are going to allow people who were affected by the flood to defer in 4 equal payments out till August 1st, 2018. So we're doing everything we can to help the citizens of Pasadena, especially those that were affected by the flood. With that, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Citizens wanting to speak, we'll start with Chief Jason Adrano.
Mayor and Council, my name is J.C. Andrino. I am a 22-year member of the Pasadena Volunteer Fire Department. I'm currently assigned to Station Number 5 over on Spencer Highway. I'm also currently serving as the training chief for the department, which my job is to oversee training for all the members and also new cadets coming in. For 87 years, the fire department has served the citizens of the city of Pasadena through good times and bad. The members taking pride in serving the citizens as a volunteer organization. Just this past month, we honored one member of the department for 50 years of service to the city of Pasadena as a volunteer fireman. He received his 50th star in TITAC. Today, I'm here to introduce you to the Pasadena Fire Academy 2017 D Delta Fire Cadets. Along with myself, my staff, and the cadets, we were going through a 13-week academy. We started August the 14th. We're giving up our Tuesdays and Thursday nights and all-day Saturdays for training to a total about 250 hours of training. The training is set forth by the Texas Firefighter and Fire Marshal Association Firefighter 1 certification standards. The cadets are also required to complete some federal training, the NIMS 100, 200, 7, and 800, and a combination of state and federal training, the Courage to be Safe, and Traffic Incident Management course, which is online. This includes them going to school, working full-time jobs, and being away from their families. All the training will be completed by a graduation date of November the 16th. Some of the training the cadets will go through is fire service history, fire science, firefighter safety and PPE, search and rescue, jaws of life, hazardous materials, live fire training, and evolutions. Mayor and Council, it's my honor to introduce the 2017 D Delta cadets. I have 12 cadets to introduce, and the stations assigned to them follow which the station they are assigned to. We started off with 17 already. We're down to 12. So cadets, when I call your name, just please stand. Adam Anderson, he's going to station number 10. Jonathan Bishop, station number 3. Stephanie Castillo, station number 4. Luis Ceros, station 3. George Chapa, station 3. George Galindo, station 10. John Gonzalez, station 7. Jennifer Green, station 8. Jose Maldonado, station 7. Lupe Romeros, station 2. Michaela Trevino, station 8. And Darren Young, station 5. Mayor and Council, this is the Pasadena Fire Academy 2000 Delta Cadets, and thank you for allowing me to introduce the cadets. Go train.
Chief, thank you. Thank you so much, Chief. and his staff. Okay, the Girl Scout Troop of 8499.
My name is Morgan Cooper.
I'm Kateri Meza.
And we represent Girl Scout Troop 8499 of the Girl Scouts of San Jacinto Council. We would like to share our Silver Award project with you. The project is called Everyone's Invited. The purpose of our project is to spread positivity and raise self-esteem to help depression, bullying, and teen suicide. In our society, we heard things from our peers that concerned us. So to take action against these issues, we tried to start support groups at our schools. It didn't turn out the way we planned, so we kind of had to reinvent our project to reach out to our community groups and cities in different ways. In doing so, we made positive garden plaques and kindness stones to display around the cities. We have passed them out to numerous locations around Deer Park and Pasadena. We made a plaque and stone for City Hall, and we understand that there is complications in our gift. It is your choice to do with it as you please, and we can, or we can take them back and choose another location. Part of our reinvented project is to reach out to encourage our cities to spread positivity. We would appreciate if you could help us by adding to your media platforms such as the city website, Facebook page, or Twitter account for people to post acts of kindness. In doing this, the people can inspire each other to do more for the community. We feel that to make a difference, you have to start somewhere, and all it takes to start a chain reaction is a little push. We are here to be that push that starts a whole ripple of positivity. We want you to help us by creating your own ripple effect. Thank you for your time, and hopefully you will make a ripple in making the world a better place.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
The young lady in the back. Young lady, could you announce your name? You didn't get to do that.
Oh. I'm Haley Holland.
Thank you, Haley. Thank you. Barbara Zitzman.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, Linda. Do y'all think I come up here every time y'all have a meeting? It seems like has been what's been happening. But I'm here this evening to introduce a young, wonderful leader. Step right up. His name is Sebastian Martinez. He is one of our newest volunteers. Step up a little more. Sometimes shy, not really. I want to just tell you what he accomplished in just 1 month of volunteering this summer in the volunteer office. He came in volunteering maybe 4 or 8 hours a week, kept it up. He totally, in 1 month, he saved the city $2,650 by volunteering over 107 hours. He is truly a leader. He has the best smile and just a wonderful attitude, and we want to thank him. And also, I just want to let you know that you will be seeing him in the future because he has high goals, and he's in our early college high school plan at Pasadena High. And before he started at the high school this year as a freshman, before he put his first foot in the door, He had already volunteered the 107 hours. Total for the 4 years, they asked their students to volunteer 300. He's way ahead of the game. And yes, I was going to tell y'all his age too, because it's just amazing to me. He's very mature for his age, and he's only 14. So if y'all would join me in giving him a hand, I just want to tell you how wonderful you are, and we are so thankful for you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pasadena Little League, Naomi Castellanos.
Good evening. My name is Naomi Castellanos. I am the treasurer of the Pasadena Little League, the only official Little League in the city of Pasadena. I want to thank you, Mayor Wagner and City Council members, for the opportunity to speak to you today. PLL would also like to give an enormous thank you to Bob Ellis, Rex Giberson, and his amazing team. To the guys who work tirelessly to maintain the fields our kids play and build memories on, your hard work does not go unnoticed. We received so many compliments throughout the season and during tournament play from visiting teams on how beautiful our fields looked. PLL's fall ball season is about to begin. Registration had just started when Hurricane Harvey hit. Many of our families and friends were impacted by the devastation. PLL board members wanted a way to help during this time of crisis. So we voted to offer free fall registration and are so very happy that 220 children within our community will be able to experience baseball this season, many of them for the very first time. Pasadena Little League would like to thank the city for our long-standing relationship. We would not exist today if it weren't for the amazing support of our city government, community, our parents, and our sponsors. Pasadena Little League will go into our 2018 spring season 55 years strong, an accomplishment we are so very proud of. We would like to invite you all to come visit Pasadena Little League on the corner of Southmore and Red Bluff. Grab a snack from our concession stand and watch some of the best baseball in town during October. We will also host our second annual Scare and Share on Saturday, October the 28th, beginning at 6 p.m. This event is a trunk or treat event open to all citizens of Pasadena who want to bring their family to the ballpark to enjoy a great time that directly goes back into the community through the Can Do Food Drive. Please check our Facebook page for updates on this event. We had a great turnout last year and are hoping for an even better turnout on our second annual Scare and Share. Thank you again for your time, and we look forward to seeing you at the fields. Thank you.
Play ball. Paulette Lanier.
What a surprise to see me up here again, huh? I do want to tell you, Mayor, that I can juggle 3 balls, but I can't juggle 4 or 5. So great job, City Council, Mayor, everybody. And hello, Linda. Thank all of y'all. Phil, I want to tell you sanitation needs in our neighborhood. Okay. I'm Paulette Lanier from Preston Trail South neighborhood, and I want to go on record that our neighborhood has attended every meeting and every evening, morning council meeting since the 1st of October 2016 concerning the building of Restaurant Depot on Preston behind our subdivision. I know a lot of people are tired of hearing about that, but we're not going to give up. It has been proven since Harvey hit us with 40 inches to 50 inches of rain that nothing should be built behind our subdivision, our neighborhood. I shiver to think that Restaurant Depot would have been back there. We would have all been flooded out. We would have all had to move because there wouldn't have been anything left. We had, behind our neighborhood, there was a wetland space. When I moved there, it was guaranteed it would always be a wetland. It was taken away from us. We need that wetland back. We need green spaces, not cement back there. If Restaurant Depot had built back there, it would be 50 feet from my backyard, 50 feet from my house. And we would have been completely flooded out. The water, the pond over flooded. I have pictures. It came all the way up to my back door this far. I was one of the lucky ones. I didn't flood, but we had 30 to 40 people. Everywhere the wetland was left, behind the houses were not flooded. So you can tell that those green spaces and the wetlands do a good job. Out of 80 homes, Harvey flooded about 35 to 40, and it was mostly from the street side, not the back side. However, where the wetland still is, it still flooded. It did not flood from the back side. If the city allows any business to pour more cement behind our homes, we will all flood in Preston Trails. Please take this into consideration. If Restaurant Depot does not build on Preston Trail behind the subdivision, please consider to make it a park or green space. We would really appreciate that. Or something with no cement. There are other ways to build. I think one of my neighbors was telling me about blocks, cinders with gravel in them, and you could use that for parking in case you did make a park. We need green spaces to all survive. We do not want to become Houston, but we will if we continue to take away those green spaces. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, this time I'll open the public hearing on 2017 tax year proposed property rates. We have two people signed up to talk. First will be Charlie McKenna.
Thank you. I'm Charlie McKenna. I live in Village Grove. I'm also a home builder. And we've loved building homes in Village Grove and all around that area for the last, in my career, 30 years. I'm concerned about the flooding as well as this young lady was, and I know we're part of the problem. We're building homes. But detention is a very important part of development, and we need to make sure there's plenty of detention. I was flooded for the second time. The first with Allison, I only had 4 inches. That's 4 inches too much. This time, I only had a ½ inch, but it floated my carpet. The drainage ditches need more maintenance. They need to have them cleaned out. And I know the county did a lot of work, or Harris County, I think it was, all along Armand Bayou, cleaning some of the sides of that after Allison. A lot of stuff is silted back in. And once again, about 2 a.m. Saturday morning, just like during Allison, the water came from the ditch, came from the detention pond, it came from the cul-de-sac, and kept coming up till we watched it creep in. Fortunately, I have a two-story home, so we headed upstairs. Didn't have my 30-year-old son, who was 16 the last time, help me pack furniture up the stairs. My wife can't handle the other end, and I'm not as strong as I used to be. But we've got to get a hold of this water and our drainage. We've got to build more detention and clean out what we have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Robert Jeters III.
On the taxing, my understanding is that's a property tax increase, correct? Property rate increase. I've got a real hard problem, and I understand that y'all have now allowed for deferring of property taxes for people whose homes have flooded, but I got a real hard problem with just simply raising rates right after a storm. I believe that we should keep the taxes with the people where it belongs, rather than raising rates when there are people still trying to get back into their homes. That to me just doesn't make sense. I think I'm opposed to property taxes in general. I think we should be using sales taxes. There were several campaigns this last election that advocated for that. So that's where I stand on the issue. I object to the proposed tax plan and rate increase.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else want to speak on that? Going once? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Jerry Jones. I've been in Pasadena for, raised my family here. One of the things I see in regards to the raising of taxes is in the Pasadena Citizen paper this last week, it had a little bottom line of the front page said you wanted to raise taxes, and they're talking about less than a penny.
Yes.
But actually, that's the rate that they tax. But that tax rate is applied to the appraised value of your property. And the appraised value of property has gone up 7%. So already the city is getting a 7% raise in taxes because our property is worth that much more according to the county appraisers. So I didn't get a 7% raise last year or the year before, but the city is asking for 7% plus another penny or whatever it is. So on the surface, the city is coming to you saying we want to raise it less than a penny, but it really is 7%. And that's, I'm a Social Security recipient, and like I say, I didn't get that raise. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, anyone else? Going once, going twice?
Give council opportunity.
It's not.
No, you said you were going to give us opportunity.
I sure did. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Okay, let me just say that I'm proud to be a Pasadenan when it comes to property taxes. Let me turn this thing on where you can hear me. I want everyone to know how Pasadena compares to our surrounding cities when it comes to property taxes. In Pasadena, per $100,000 value, you pay $584, okay? Our neighboring city of Deer Park, you're going to pay $720 per $100,000 value. That's another $136. Our neighbors in LaPorte, you're going to pay $710 per $100,000 value. That's $126. Now, our neighbors is down the I-10, going east, Baytown, you pay $822 per 100,000. So that's $236 per year above Pasadena. So Pasadena really is the lowest around. And this 0.9%, of a penny is, it's not bad without a pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Harrison?
Yes, Mayor. Turn this on here. I'll keep it brief. I just have a few things. To answer Councilman Caton's question, they do this every year, the budget and the tax rate. They compare us to Baytown, they compare us to LaPorte, compare us to Deer Park, and the city of Kemah, Western Seabrook. But the main thing about all this, the cities that they compare to have a full-time fire department and they have a full-time ambulance service. So you're getting for your upgraded services. And thank goodness for our volunteer fire department. If it wasn't for them, our tax rate would be there and above. And also the gentleman that spoke before, he said that the appraisal district went up 7%, but it actually went up 9.7% on residential houses. And actually, they talk about less than 1 penny on the tax rate. That's going to have general revenue of $2.6 million. Increase in taxes. It's a tax increase. No matter how you look at it, it's a tax increase. And the young man that said it's a tax increase, he said it's bad timing. Not only is taxes going to go up, your homeowner's insurance is going to go up, your car insurance is going to go up. And now, in this budget was proposed, according to this article in the paper, they didn't take into consideration the disaster that we had. The tax rate was already, approved, basically, what Rex said in the paper, before the Harvey came here. If we can't make adjustments to take care of the citizens, 15% of the people in Harris County have flood insurance. So people don't have flood insurance. And they're going to be paying out their pockets unless they get some FEMA help. So therefore, it's really a bad timing for a tax increase of any kind. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Okay, anyone else going once? Yes, sir.
I think everybody up here, the council members, have had some great points. To address Mr. McKenna, as far as the drainage goes, I think that's something that, as a council, we all need to take effect. And if this thing does go through and the tax rate is increased, that's the main thing that we need to be working on in this city, is fixing the drainage, fixing the ditches. I have a project here for a Cotton Patch pump station that was put in place to be done during the Hurricane Ike, and it was never done and never completed. And that's the kind of things that we're talking about. Yes, it costs a lot of money to do, but at the same time, if it saves homes, it saves people's lives, then we need to be doing that. I don't think the mayor or anybody up here would have a problem signing off and agreeing to fix drainage, do something. We have to do something. You guys, I mean, we all realize this is a bad situation. The tax increase is going to help us do that. No matter, I understand it that it is, it's more money. I understand that. But at the same time, you have public services that we do as a city, and this is one of them. This is something that I urge and I challenge every single person to hold us to uphold this council, the mayor, and everybody else in his administration, to make sure that we are getting projects done with this money, that the projects that we are getting done are going to help the communities, keep us from getting flooded, and that's where I stand on it. And again, I'll pass with that, Mayor.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, sir. Anyone else going once? Go ahead, sir.
I wasn't planning on saying anything, but I guess I'll say something. Okay, so with our tax revenue, we're pretty limited on how we can take in taxes. As you know, here in Pasadena, we have a sales tax of 8.25%. Well, the state of Texas puts a cap on that, 8.25%, and they take 6.25% of it. So even if we wanted to raise the rate of sales tax and lower property taxes, state law wouldn't allow us to do that. Really, the primary means that we have to fund our city is through property tax. And in a natural disaster such as this one, we really have to take a look at what we're doing with drainage projects. I know Harris County Flood Control District has a $10 million project that we've been working with the city on over in Golden Acres, leading into Armand Bayou, to create some type of widen the bayou, deepen the bayou, and make it meandering in order to make it a moving reservoir. We talked about detention ponds. They want to make that such where that area is going to be able to hold a lot of water to keep it from rushing downstream and flooding out southern Pasadena. You have the Cotton Patch Bayou. We have a lot of debris pickup, and now FEMA is going to come in and they're going to compensate us maybe up to 90%. So all these extra overtime hours, all the extra contractors we're hiring, debris pickup, everything that we're doing, FEMA could come in here and reimburse us up to 90%, but that's still extra money that we're having to dish out as a city. And so if you're looking forward and moving forward as a city, you have to think to yourself, if we want these improvements, it has to get paid for somehow. And it's either by paying a little bit more or it's by going into major debt. And as a council, we have to try to balance those two things. Just like a home. You know, you can pay for things on a credit card, but eventually the rooster is going to come home to roost. You know, and so you try to balance those things where you take a little bit of debt out, maybe do a little bit of increased revenue and property tax to try to make the long-term decision that's best for the city. And with that, I guess I'll pass on that.
Thank you. All right, going once, going twice. Hearing's closed. Now we'll go back to our council meeting. We're at a presentation of the awards for the fourth best sponsors.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Audience, my name is Tim Miller. I am the Superintendent of Recreation and currently Interim Director of Parks and Recreation. I'm here with Rhonda Neiman to recognize the companies that helped make Pasadena Fourth Fest a giant success. Without these organizations, the Park and Recreation Department would find it extremely difficult to host the quality events that we do. They are a major partner in these events. What I would like to do is announce each company and ask the representatives of that organization to come forward and receive a token of our appreciation. After the organization has been recognized, we'll ask that they line up here in front of council. Once we get everybody done, then we will take a group picture with council.
Yes, sir.
All right. First, I'd like to recognize Capital Bank, with represented by Ken Unfried and Lori Moon. They were donated in-kind donation advertisements, mailers for us. Chick-fil-A, Miss Patricia Shear. They also provide in-kind donation and help to feed our volunteers and our staff during the event. As always, Pasadena Fire Department, Training Chief Jason Andrino is representing them. HEB, Isaac Williams. They were a $1,500 monetary donation to support the event. Lansdowne Moody, Chris Stanley. Okay, they did not make it. Nestle Water, David Turner and Richard Gonzalez. They donated 3 pallets of water for the event, so we can give free water to all of the attendants, all the people attending the event. Another huge sponsor here in the city is the Pasadena Police Department. Lieutenant James Holt is here to receive that. He works very, very diligently with us to ensure safety in the event. Sunbelt, Mrs. Karen Tamez. Okay. And then Waste Management. I did not get a name for their representative if they came. Okay. And then last but not least of the group that had RSVP'd, we have Tim Johnson with 100.3 The Bull. They donated $27,000 worth of advertisement, on-air advertisement, both recorded and live. Plus, they helped us with a number of sponsors with the event. So we really, it's an arrangement or a relationship that we just started this year. We'd worked with Tim previously with another company, but we really look forward to growing this relationship in the future. We also had Dairy Queen, Green Mountain Energy, Reliant Energy, and Southern Journeys. And with these 14 organizations, we had $53,906 worth of sponsorship to the Fourth Fest. So again, I'd like to thank these organizations very much for their dedication to the city. Also, when you all leave, if you'll turn around, you have a bag behind you that has some other stuff for you to take with you. All right, now if we can get everyone just to kind of scrunch in a little bit towards the center there.
Where we go?
Keep going.
Come on.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, everybody. Before we go on, I need to make an announcement about the council meeting. We'll be meeting in City Council chambers on Tuesday, October 10th at 10 a.m. and Tuesday, October 17th at 6 p.m. to adopt the property tax rate. That's Tuesday, October 10th, and also Tuesday, October 17th. With that said, we'll go on with the presentation of minutes. Motion Lehman, second Casedos. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Pass. Presentation of minutes of special meeting, August 31st.
So moved.
So moved by Bass.
Second.
Second by Shanebine. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Pass. We go down to progress payments.
Motion.
Motion Castelos. Second Harrison. Any question? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passed. Finance resolutions.
Motion.
Motion Liebman. Second Villarreal. Any question?
I'd like to abstain from anything in regards to that, Mayor.
Yes, sir. All in favor? Any opposed? Pass. Regular employees. Motion Castelos.
Second.
Second Lehman. Oh, sorry. Okay, Lehman, any questions? All in favor?
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Discussion?
Yes, sir.
So here on, I'm sorry. We have, during pre-council, if y'all joined us, we went over some issues with our employment practices. As it currently stands right now, there's been some discrepancies in the way that we've been hiring and firing employees. And per the city charter, I have two things here I would like to read. The mayor shall have the authority to, this is Article 3, Section 8 of the charter. The mayor shall have the authority to suspend without pay any appointed salaried officer or employee of the city, except officers and employees of the Department of Finance. Provided, however, notice of such suspension shall be given to the mayor, to the council at a regular meeting at the council held within 10 working days after the effective date of the suspension. Now, we got, on this agenda, we got notice that some employees were suspended over a month ago, back on August 9th, and council was not made aware. And they're being replaced with new employees. And I'm not 100% sure that protocol was followed on those suspension processes. We've also had recently an employee who was fired, and then council voted to bring him back because we felt it wasn't on proper terms. And the charter in Section 13 states that the officer or employee, if they're brought back, is to be reinstated to his or her office or position of employment, and farther shall be entitled to receive all wages and benefits lost during the period of his or her suspension. That employee that was brought back was not brought back to his or her suspension, and to my knowledge was not given the back pay per the charter. Also, there's been a practice going on of hiring employees not through council, but going through a private staffing agency and having employees work for the city. May I continue, Mayor?
Go ahead.
Have employees work for the city, circumventing the council. And we need to get this addressed immediately, and not only put in place the proper procedures and policies per our charter and per state law, but just in the goodwill of the employees and the public. And one of the gentlemen that was let go, suspended back in August, was 6 months away from retirement. He had been there for 24 and a half years and was forced out the door, and his job has been replaced. And I can't support that kind of behavior and those kind of actions taken by the city, so I'll be voting no on the personnel items this evening.
Thanks, sir. Any other comments?
Yes, Mayor.
Your microphone, please.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to make it quick. It is a personnel item, and we can correct it, but not. We got to vote tonight, and I cannot support anything that violates the city charter. But it's come aware to the mayor, and I'm sure personnel and the mayor will correct it next time. But it's a minor thing, personnel. It also says in the city charter the mayor shall be responsible for all personnel in this city except the controller's office. And but this is just violation of the charter, so I can't support the hire today. They'll be on 2 weeks from now. We'll get this straightened out. We got bigger and better, worse things. This catastrophic disaster we face. We got to take 2 or 3 years to rebuild this city. So hopefully we can look at those things more than a personnel item. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other comment?
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
As I stated in pre-council, I would like us to review our hiring practices. Also, too, I'd like to have council aware of what the policies and practices are, and for us to receive the information before the council meetings, before we vote on new hires. And I do agree with Councilman Harrison we do have bigger things to worry about, and we need to get our city in repair. But also, too, we need to follow the city charter, and for that reason, I'll be voting no as well.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
No.
And that's everyone? It does not pass. Thank you. We're going to city boards and commissions. I think everybody voted no. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. But yes, yes. Okay, city boards and commission report, A and B.
Motion.
Motion, Shanebine, second Willard. Any question? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes. On final readings, Madam Secretary.
Ordinance 2017-114, grant franchise to Magellan Terminal Holdings, LP for 36-inch refined products pipeline. Ordinance 2017-117, accepting, approving, and adopting the valuation and assessment of all real and personal property in the city of Pasadena, Harris County, Texas for the 2017 tax year, designating the Harris County tax assessor collector as a responsible official to prepare effective and rollback rates, providing for a repealing clause containing a severability clause. Ordinance 2017-118, adopting the annual budget for the city of Pasadena for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2017 and ending September 30, 2018, and appropriating those amounts to those object accounts containing a repealing clause, savings clause, and containing a severability clause.
Motion. Motion Bass.
Second.
Second Shanebine. Any question?
Just one quick question.
Yes, sir.
We had a budget hearing, and
Microphone, please.
we had a budget hearing, and 4 councilmen wasn't even here at the budget hearing, and yet they're going to be here to vote on it today. But I'm concerned about the tax rates and the budget. They didn't talk about one time deleting any expenses. It was all add in. And I've got a list here of 39 employees that make over $100,000. Some of them make $170,000. They top out at $204,000. They got city employees here that make more than the White House staff at Washington, D.C., and look at their duties. Our salaries have gotten out of line. We should have looked at it in the budget. That's what I'm concerned about. The expenses were not cut. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
We have 2 noes, correct? Shanebine and Harrison. Passes. We'll go down to the first readings, Madam Secretary.
Ordinance 2017-119, renewal of annual Novell Master License Agreement and maintenance for software with Micro Focus Software, Inc., $63,004.66.
Motion? Pass.
Second.
Second Harrison. Any question? All in favor? Any opposed? Passes.
Mayor, I have a quick question, clarification on the final readings. The nay votes, was it just for that one ordinance, 117, that council members Harrison
That's a
and
good question. You vote no
Shanebine?
on all of them or just one?
Just the one?
Councilman Harrison?
Just the one.
Just the 117?
Just the 117.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that to be sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Get to the first readings, please.
Ordinance 2017-120, renewal of PCS lease agreements with Sprintcom, Inc., approved by ordinance number 97-154 for use of water towers located at 3705 Guthrie Drive, 230 West Jackson Street, and 1110 Crenshaw in Pasadena, Texas.
Motion. Motion Willard.
Second.
Second Shanebine. Any question? All in favor? Any opposed? Passes.
Ordinance 2017-121, contract with K&K Tractor Service LLC for demolition services, $14,370.
Motion. Motion Caton.
Second.
Second Lehman. Any question? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2017-122, purchase of 2018 Ford F-150 4x2 Super Cab trucks from Silsby Ford, $89,404.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Bass. Any question? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2017-123, purchase of one Model 600 regenerative air street sweeper from TYMCO, Inc., $242,170.
Motion.
Motion Lehman. Second Kamen. You said?
You got the motion.
Motion, Lehman will be second. Got it. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2017-124, extend the annual contract with Southwest Signal Supply, Inc. for traffic signal maintenance, repair, and emergency services.
Motion Castelos.
Second.
Second Harrison. Any question? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance 2017-125, approving a variance to the City of Pasadena Code of Ordinances, Chapter 9, Building and General Building Regulations, Section 97A, minimum standards for off-street parking for the proposed urban air trampoline and adventure park in Houston Stellar Volleyball Club to be located at 3838 Fairway Plaza.
Motion Wheeler, second Caton. Any question?
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to speak on this one. This is an ordinance to allow a business to lay concrete for parking. It's going to be 230, I believe 232 additional parking spaces. And so what this is going to do is allow the participants that'll be attending this facility to actually park on cement instead of park on just regular ground. So it's a tremendous improvement to that property.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any question? Any opposed? Got it.
Ordinance 2017-126, extend annual contracts with Traffic Park Scenes and Mobile Track, Inc. for purchase of traffic signal heads, components, and LED lights.
Motion? No, I'm looking for a motion. Motion. Motion Castelos, second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes.
Ordinance 2017-127, under emergency readings, amendment ordinance number 2016-115, which adopted the annual budget for the fiscal year 2017.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes.
Under issuance of obligations, ordinance number 2017-128, authorizing the issuance of $37 million City of Pasadena, Texas combination tax revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2017.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second Caton. Any questions?
Yes, Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I voted against this before. The main reason I voted against it because certificate of obligation, you don't have to get voters' approval. And I just always want to get voters' approval. We're going to have a bond election later on. We're going to have voter approval, and I couldn't see why they couldn't wait and combine it there. But after looking at their proposal in this project, it goes through 2022, but you got to listen to this, and it's kind of ridiculous. There's $2 million on this being spent at Strawberry Park for the lazy rivers to make a bigger wave. $2 million. And that's where your taxpayers are going. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed?
No.
Passes. Resolutions.
Okay, Resolution 2017-89, accepting in-kind donation from CBS Radio and 100.3 The Bull, valued at $27,000 for advertising 2017 Fourth Fest event.
Motion Bass. Second Castelos. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Passes.
Resolution 2017-90, accept a grant of $76,000 from the State of Texas, Texas Automobile Burglary and Theft Prevention Authority.
Motion Castelos.
Second.
Second Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Passes.
Resolution 2017-91, application for Criminal Justice Division rifle-resistant body armor grant for Fire Marshal's Office.
Motion Castelos, second Caton. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2017-92, approving amendment number 2 to fiscal year 2017 Pasadena Second
Mayor, we
Century-
were going to defer that one.
Okay.
Madam Secretary, sorry.
Okay. Okay, deferred. All right, Resolution 2017-92, provide conditions and timeframe for exceptions to normal permitting procedures for all residential permit fees for work associated with storm damage and waiver of 1-month penalty for late payment of water bills, as the conditions necessitating the declaration of disaster continue to exist due to Hurricane Harvey.
So moved.
Motion Bass, second Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2017-93, application for Criminal Justice Division rifle-resistant bodyguard armor grant for Police Department.
Second.
Motion, and I didn't hear the motion.
Second.
Motion Lehman, second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2017-94, authorizing and approving the attached license user agreement by and between the City of Pasadena and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, Department of Homeland Security, to establish a disaster recovery center at the Pasadena Convention Center, located at 7902 Fairmont Parkway, Pasadena, Texas 77505.
Motion.
Motion Caton,
Second.
second Harrison. Any questions? Yes, sir.
I'd just like to make a note, if anybody was here earlier and got the agenda before it was changed, it did say City Hall, the City of Pasadena. It's been changed to the Convention Center. So if anybody has any questions, that's the change that was made on this particular resolution.
Thank you, sir. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank everybody for coming out. Meeting's over.